Displacing Palestinians from their homeland is something we totally reject. This includes any type of displacement. Some are saying that this might be voluntary displacement, overshadowing the threat, but this doesn't overlap with the reality. The people of Gaza have been deprived of all means of life. If people don't have food, water, and are under threat of military attack, and on top of that, they are forced to leave their homeland, this isn't voluntary, but displacement and isolation.
Let's bring in Ravina Shamdasani. She's the chief spokesperson of the UN Human Rights Office, and she joins us now from Geneva. Ravina, these are pretty shocking findings. How did the UN discover these numbers?
These are indeed very shocking findings. Since the 18th of March, there have been 224 Israeli military strikes on Gaza. Now, we have looked into 36 of these. And in this, in trying to corroborate the information, what we found was indeed very shocking that all the victims, all the fatalities that we managed to document were those of women and children. Now, as you know, it's very difficult to access information or even, access the sites of attacks on the ground in Gaza. So what we try to do is we try to find multiple sources and corroborate the information. And this is information we've managed to corroborate with 3 independent sources, that the only fatalities in these 36 strikes were women and children.
And you've said that this trend of targeting innocent civilians raises serious questions about the Israeli army's compliance with international humanitarian law. But what, at the end of the day, can the UN do with this evidence?
We are seeing increasing trends, and it's getting worse and worse. So the situation that we see right now, you have the forcible transfer of a population into increasingly small areas. And then you have continued military strikes and attacks, including on those areas. Nowhere is safe in Gaza. Compounding that, you have the blockage of humanitarian assistance, which means that people are not able to access their basic necessities, food, water, sanitation. And add to that statements by Israeli military officials who are suggesting collective punishment, who are conditioning the provision of aid on the release of hostages. Now, this situation is worse than it has ever been before. And as we have said today, in light of the cumulative impact of the Israeli forces' conduct in Gaza, we are concerned that Israel appears to be inflicting on Palestinians in Gaza conditions of life that are increasingly incompatible with their continued existence as a group in Gaza.
That really jumped out at me, that statement, when I read the report. And I wondered whether the UN believes then that this is the Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu's ultimate goal, to rid Gaza of Palestinians.
It's what we are concerned about is what is the ultimate goal? I mean, people say that they wage war to bring peace. 18 months later, are we any closer to peace? Or are we closer to cycles of violence and impunity? What is the purpose of this continued bombardment and continued imposition of suffering on the people of Gaza? What is the objective?
Ravina Shamdasani, we really appreciate you taking the time to join us there to explain a little bit about how the UN came to these figures and what conclusions it draws from them. Many thanks for taking the time.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.